It used to be you can get a sign-up bonus every 48 months with Chase. Now it's a once-in-a-lifetime rule. They're really restricting the amount of sign-up bonuses they give you. On the personal side,
You've been talking about some major changes that Chase Bank is making that's going to affect a lot of people if they don't know about this stuff. So go ahead and break it down. What's change number one?
so the biggest thing is Chase literally, and this was done through a lot of just chatter, research, doing this as much as I've been doing it. Chase really took a page out of Amex's playbook and just copied and paste. Biggest headache always with Chase was their 524 rule, where you opened up 5 cards in 2 years, they'll automatically deny you on a card. But now Chase also has switched up how you can get their cards, how many cards you can hold, the amounts of money they're willing to give out. So the first one, for instance, is it used to be you can get a sign-up bonus every 48 months with Chase, right? So if you had the Sapphire Preferred, you wait 48 months, you can get another bonus again. Now it's a once-in-a-lifetime rule. And before, you could only have either the Sapphire Preferred or the Reserve, which is their most premium card at $7.95 a year. Now you could hold both. However, you only get one sign-up bonus, and that's it. So they really took that and they're really restricting the amount of sign-up bonuses they give you on the personal side and the business side. On the business side, if you're into their ink cards, we used to call it the ink train because you could get a lot of sub bonuses at sign up. Now they're throwing in family language that if you opened up the ink cash card, you're going to get that bonus. But if you open up the ink unlimited, they're saying no. So you got to be careful which one you want to pick, which one is going to be worth it for you in terms of, do you want a straight up 1.5 multiplier like the unlimited, or would you like one that can give you up to 5% on categories, which is the cash? So you have to be a lot more careful as to how you're going to plan out your Chase cards. And more than anything else, if you want to get into the Chase ecosystem, it's important that you take them early, that you go to them and apply to them early when you do. Because again, their 524 rule still sticks, but they're limiting the sub bonuses. They're trying to stop credit card churners more than anything else. You know, they've seen a lot of people that sign up for their cards to get a lot of points and miles and things like that. But then once they meet the people get that, they don't use the card anymore. And you know, as a business, wait a minute. All right, I just gave you 100,000 points and you bought a pack of gum in the next year. What good are you to me? So that's what they're doing. So they're really clamping, you know, down on that. And they're also clamping down on something that notoriously was called Amex pop-up jail, which was you'll go to and apply for Amex. And Amex, the good thing is when you apply for a card, they don't give you a hard inquiry. They give you a soft inquiry. But Amex had this thing where a pop-up would come and say, hey, you're not eligible to get the sign-up bonus, but you could still get the card. Now, Chase is doing the same thing. The difference is Amex, you could withdraw the application and say, okay, bet, I don't want to do it. Chase is not even telling you, yeah, you're going to get the card. If you go on and apply for Chase, you could still get denied. And then you got an inquiry, no bonus, and no card. So you got to really be smart when you're applying for these Chase cards now, because they're really making it more difficult because they're trying to stop the people that are just trying to game the system. And as a business, you know, you're a businessman, you know how it is. You're going to put things into place that are going to help your business. And one of them is that. So they're stopping the sign-up bonuses. They're stopping the number of cards you can apply for. Actually, they could still give you approve you for an application, but instead of giving you the instant approval, what they're doing is they're saying, okay, we're going to see how much credit lines we've already offered you. So let's say I have with them, I think 9 cards. So they, on the last card I applied for them, which was the IHG hotel card, I was approved, but they didn't give me a limit until they saw how much money they could move around with all my available credit and then give me a credit line for that card. So they're really clamping down on the people when they apply, how much you're making. They want you to update more often how much money you're making. Quick heads up to everybody out there. If you guys are retired from one job and you're young, right? I retired young, 55 for me. Do not for never click retired when they're asking you if you're working, because in their eyes, the bank sees it as, okay, this person is now on a fixed income and they're never going to be able to make more money. So I retired from a job and I get a pension from New York, but I still work doing other things. So I always put employed. And it's not that you're lying, you're telling them the truth, but you also want to make sure that that additional income you're making, you're also putting in on the application, as well as you put the income of other people within your immediate household. If you look at the applications, and now more than ever, you want to make sure it says family household income whenever you apply for the card. And you want to make sure you put the whole income. So you, your wife, your spouse, if your kids still live at home and they work, because in essence, you're all putting money towards the bills, right? You
Yep.
also, all that money comes in cumulative, and they want to make sure that that it shows on there. And also this way you get a higher credit line. You don't want to get a credit line based on what in their eyes they see as a fixed income. Meanwhile, there's three other people at home that are bringing close to $200,000. So that's just a tip if you're planning on applying for any cards soon.